London After Dark. Fabric, Ministry, and the capital's electronic powerhouses. When night falls, London's nightlife comes alive with the deep bass and beats of house, techno, drum and bass music. The city is home to both world-famous superclubs and small underground spots. So there's always somewhere pumping with music until the sun comes up. Iconic venues like Fabric and Ministry of Sound have reputations known around the globe, but local venues, from Corsica Studios to Phonox, keep the scene fresh and edgy too. Between them, these clubs host top DJs and crank up late-night London's energy. London's clubs often stay open until dawn on weekends. In fact, thanks to improved late-night tube service, trains now run all night on Fridays and Saturdays. This lets clubbers get home when the music stops. Night buses run the rest of the week, so there's public transport even in the early hours. City officials and club owners work together on safety and licenses too, to balance party life with local needs. For example, Corsica Studios, a small Elephant and Castle club, has special soundproofing, so it can keep people dancing on weekends 24 hours a day. But in most of London, clubs typically hold late licenses up to around 6 a.m. on Saturday nights, and up to 3 a.m. on weekdays. Fabric, London's underground icon Fabric in Clerkenwell, is one of London's most famous clubs. Opened in 1999 in a former warehouse, it has 2 huge rooms with world-class sound. DJ Mag reports Fabric's capacity is about 1,855 people. The walls are plain concrete, and the vibe is deep underground, so the focus is always on the music. Founding ex-resident Craig Richards has played there for over 700 Saturdays since day one, shaping Fabric's sound with quirky techno, dubby house, electro, and more. Another longtime resident, Terry Francis, rounds out the mix with tech house and no-nonsense grooves. Fabric runs multiple club nights each week. For decades, Friday or Saturday nights are held by those residencies, and Sundays host Fabric Live, drum and bass and breaks. The club also promotes special series like Continuum and CAYA, Come As You Are. Big-name DJs flood the lineups too. Ricardo Villalobos, Sonia Munier, Helena Hauff, novelist DJ Lag, and Adrian Lopez are just a few recent guests. Fabric also sometimes stretches into daytime festivals or marathon sessions, especially in summer. After its 2016 closure scare, Fabric agreed strict entry rules, no under-19s, ID scanning, anti-drug patrols, to reopen safely. In practice, Fabric's door policy is tough and security runs ID and body searches. But once inside, it's all about community and dancing. Bottle service tables mark part of the scene here. Everyone shares the big dance floor. A Guardian review calls Ministry of Sound one of the world's most famous nightclubs, reflecting London's global dance music fame. Ministry's management says the club was inspired by New York's Paradise Garage. Ministry of Sound, the house music giant Ministry of Sound at Elephant and Castle, needs little introduction. Opening in 1991, this huge multi-room club helped bring London house music to the world. DJ Mag notes its capacity is about 1,600 and that it just celebrated its 35th year. Ministry has a massive main dance hall, called The Box, plus a smaller terrace, dub room, VIP lounge, and more. In 2024 to 2026, the main room got a big upgrade. New low DJ booth in the middle, a powerful KV2 sound system to make parties even more immersive. The music is mostly energetic house and dance. Ministry runs frequent club series like The Gallery, House and Soulful Dance, and Good Grief, Drum and Bass. And it even mixes in occasional day raves with all-nighter shows. It books superstar DJs, from Pete Tong to Kulsh to Armand van Helden, sometimes teaming up big names on the same bill. Ministry also offers typical nightclub glitz, white linen clove VIP tables and bottle service, as advertised on its website. This means groups wanting table service or ultra comfort can pay handsomely for it, unlike in more underground venues. On average, cover charges at Ministry vary by event. A London club guide notes walk-in prices are often £10 to £15 on weekends, and special headline nights can be £25 or more if you book early. Signing up for guest lists can cut or waive fees. Dress is in line with a glitzy vibe. Artists and punters usually wear smart or trendy outfits. Ministry's local hero DJs include long-time openers with London roots. but mainly big names come from around the UK and the world. E1, Elephant's new space near Ministry, is E1, sometimes called Engine E1. It's a smaller basement club, underwater clean rows of office blocks, focusing on house and techno. It was recently opened by guests and promoters around Elephant and Castle. Unlike Ministry's glitz, E1 feels raw and intimate, more of a warehouse party vibe. E1 runs special events and may allow all-nighters on weekends. The capacity is a few hundred people, so it's easy to run into other clubbers. E1 does not seem to feature bottle service tables. The programming is eclectic, mixing up-and-coming DJs with fans of London's underground. No official info is available on E1's website, but users say it hosts local tech house nights. Phonox, Brixton's Marathon Rave. Phonox in Brixton is a newer indie club with a small but fierce following. It was a simple warehouse space, capacity near 500, reopened for all-night funk and house parties. The club is best known for its weekly, all-night-long sets every Friday. This means from 11 p.m. to 6 a.m. and beyond, DJs play extended 6 to 8 hour sets. Past lineups include house night heroes like Move D, Mr. Ties, Gerd Jansen, Omar S., Head High, and DJ Sprinkles. In short, Phonox attracts fans who want marathon partying with soulful house, disco, and techno. The sound is warm, and the lights dim low. Entrance fees are modest, and the crowd is often a mix of local Brixton heads and clubbers from across London. There's no VIP room here. Everyone shares one long, boomy room. Door staff at Phonox enforce normal club rules, age 18 plus ID checks and pat-downs. But the vibe is friendly and welcoming. Corsica Studios, the underground legend. Corsica Studios, near Elephant and Castle, has been an East London institution since 2002. It's hidden beneath old railway arches, with shabby walls and one of London's loudest sound systems. Despite its tiny size, capacity near 500, Corsica looms large in club lore. Its founders dreamed of a creative space, not just a club, and they booked everything from Nordic techno to jungle to pop art nights. Big names like Bjork, Jeff Mills, or Bert Friedman have slipped in for secret sets, but Corsica's soul is its adventurous programming. You might hear acid techno one week, UK garage the next, or an experimental live set by an electronic duo. AOL's Club Guide says Corsica feels exactly the kind of place you want to listen to techno in. Dark, stripped back, and immediate. Both rooms have pounding Function 1 sound, and a little bar between them looks out onto street level. Friendly note, Corsica once secured a 24-hour license on weekends due to its double walls, so parties truly rocked around the clock. Unfortunately, Corsica's lease ends in 2026, and it will close in March of that year. The Guardian notes this as a major loss to London's independent scene. For now, though, Corsica hosts regular nights, trance party, maximalist electronic, hyperdub nights, soul R&B sets, and any label takeover that fits its offbeat vibe. There are no VIP tables or fancy lounges at Corsica. It's strictly about the music and creativity. Studio 338, Rave with a View. Studio 338, on Greenwich Peninsula, is one of London's biggest superclubs aside from the city centre venues. In DJ Mag's Top 100 Clubs poll, it ranked around 20 globally. It holds up to 2,500 people, far more than Fabric or Ministry. The space is actually 5 areas under glass, a main floor with a terrace, a large garden, a VIP mezzanine, and a massive open-air ballet bar. In warm months, you can actually look up and see the sky while dancing. Studio 338 is celebrated for its world-class system, Void technology speakers, and 360-degree stage. The music is cutting-edge electronic, techno and deep house by night, with a focus on long DJ sets. The club often books big international DJs, e.g. Marco Carola, Ilario Alicante, Scream. It also keeps a team of regular residents, Andrew K., Hypoxia, Kira and Gerardo, spin almost every weekend. Weekly highlight nights include the Reborn Sankeys, House, D&B All-Stars, Drum and Bass, Home, Techno House events, and LWE parties. Studio 338 even launched its own club brand release with its own music label. Because of its size, Studio 338 can throw day into night parties, sometimes from afternoon until dawn, without noise trouble. The open roof means it's allowed to go all night in summer. Entry prices at Studio 338 trend higher than small clubs, but still reasonable, around £10 to £20, more for special guests. As with others, signing up in advance or arriving early can cut costs. The sound is crisp, the crowd is mostly young ravers, often on multi-hour journeys home thanks to the night tube. There are VIP lounges and bottle service sections near the stage for those wanting a luxury night out. Coco Electronic, Camden's revitalized club. Coco in Camden Town was a famous live music and club venue in the 1990s and 2000s. After a fire, it closed in 2020, but it reopened in spring 2022 with a new electronic music focus. Now called Coco Electronic, it hosts house, disco, and techno nights on weekends. A resident advisor report explains that every Friday and Saturday from 10 p.m. to 5 a.m., Coco's restored Art Deco theater hosts DJs on a round stage, so the audience wraps around 360 degrees. Big names play at Coco Electronic. Veteran techno DJ Helena Hauff, trance legend Anatra, UK bass pioneer DJ Lag, and genre blenders like Scream and Mr. Jazzy Q. The club keeps the vibe inclusive. For example, one night was curated by DJ Gilles Peterson, known for his playlisting, not just clubs. The sound system is top-notch, D&B Audio Technic, and the lights are simple but effective. Capacity is in the low thousands. The old theater fits about 1,200, so nights can feel busy but not crushing. Like smaller clubs, Coco Electronic has no glitzy VIP areas. Everyone gets a spot on the floor or balcony. Drumsheds, the new mega club. Drumsheds is London's boldest new venue. It's a super club in North London, Tottenham, built in a former IKEA warehouse. With 15,000 capacity, it's 5 times bigger than Printworks and miles beyond any other London club. Drumsheds is run by the team behind Printworks' Field Day, called Broadwick Live, and opened in late 2023. Unlike most clubs, Drumsheds mixes clubbing with culture. Some nights may have film or fashion tie-ins, but mostly it's about massive parties. In its first season, Drumsheds threw huge events with names like Basement Jaxx, Skepta, Armand Van Helden, and Jocelyn Brown. It partners with big brands. For example, Defected marked its 25th anniversary there. Rinse FM hosted 30th birthday bashes with The Streets and DJ Easy, and Bicep staged their fancy chroma shows. This means a wide mix. House veterans, UK garage DJs, techno producers, even drum and bass crews sometimes. Production is on an epic scale, enormous lights, fog machines, and a multi-level dance floor the size of a small football stadium. Given its size, Drumsheds events book headliners from far and wide. Major international DJs or UK stars can play here regularly, but you also see local acts and radio collectives, like Rinse FM DJs, making appearances. Unlike an intimate club, the vibe is festival-like. VIP areas exist. The crowd can spill outside into Industrial Plaza. And they've promised more than just music: outdoor cinema, art exhibits, etc. Transport-wise, it's in the suburbs. The nearest stations are Meridian Water and Tottenham Hale with night tube, plus special buses sometimes. Getting around and late-night life. Londoners and tourists enjoy an unusually friendly late-night transport network. The Thursday-Saturday night tube now runs on 5 lines: Piccadilly, Jubilee, Northern, Central, Victoria, so you can get from Camden to Stockwell at 2 a.m. All-night and late buses cover the rest of the city in the wee hours. Taxis and ride-shares are always an option, especially near big venues. This means you can safely party until morning and still get home or back to a hotel relatively easily. Clubs are licensed by borough councils, so hours vary by venue. Fabric and Ministry generally run until 6 a.m., Fry Sat. Smaller spots might close at 3 to 5 a.m., depending on noise rules. Recently, Westminster Council proposed nightlife zones to share data on crowd safety and quiet nights. In practice, security is tight. All clubs use ID checks. 18 plus is the norm, though Fabric raised its limit to 19 plus in 2016. Bag checks and metal detectors at the door. Many require a £1 lock for phones during dance sets to keep focus on the music, like Corsica does. Emergency first aid teams are often present, especially at big all-nighters. A notable example: when Fabric reopened in 2016, It agreed to lifetime bans for dealers and a special welfare team inside. This is part of London's safer nightlife push. Many clubs also train staff in basic care, using products like Grace for overheated dancers. Overall, you'll see uniformed security at every party, but the staff are usually friendly if you follow the rules. Atmosphere and audience, underground versus high-end. London's club portfolio spans from gritty basements to plush superclubs. Fabric and Ministry lean more toward underground and commercial respectively. Fabric's concrete halls feel raw and a bit dark. Ministry's leather sofas and VIP booths feel glossy. Corsica, Phonox, and smaller spots have minimal decor, often just exposed brick or bare arches, and a very egalitarian spirit. Everyone stands in the same room, and dancing is the only goal. By contrast, Ministry and Drumsheds deliberately mix in luxury. Think velvet ropes, cocktail bars, and skyboxes. Bottle service is nearly non-existent at funky indie clubs. You won't find table packages at Phonox or Corsica. At Ministry, you sure will. Their website boasts no-limits bottle service, with off-grid VIP tables. Studio 338 offers some reserved areas, especially on the terrace, but caters mostly to dancers. Drumsheds, as a massive new venue, has VIP sections too. In short, booking a table or getting free shots is a thing at big venues. It's not part of the raw underground experience. The crowd also varies. Fabric draws true clubbers who usually dress black and love long sets. Policy is straightforward. Just show your ID, you'll be stamped and readmitted if needed. A good idea if you leave and return. Ministry's crowd is more mixed. One night you might see teens in sneakers and tonight's club wear. Another night bankers in shirts, depending on the event. Anyway, door staff at all venues all apply basic rules. No weapons, no heavy intoxication, no troublemakers. If they like the vibe, they let you in. If not, they'll politely or firmly say no. Local heroes, recurring nights and costs. Day in, day out, local DJs and promoters keep the scene lively. Longtime London ace Craig Richards and tech house guru Terry Francis remain the voices of Fabric. Phonox often features hometown talents like Jimmy Needles and Johnny Danger, giving new names a platform. Studio 338's weekend lineup is anchored by its 4 residents, mostly British-born. Even Drumsheds, though global in guests, scheduled nights with local brands like Rinse FM and Defected. Recurring weekly events help clubbers plan loyally. For example, Fabric's weekend schedule is pretty set, and Corsica often holds a regular acid or bass night. The exact names change, but there are tonic weekly endorsements. Ministry, too, has staple nights. For instance, past listings included Good Grief, D&B on Tuesdays, and The Gallery on Thursdays. At Studio 338, loyal patrons can catch Sankeys every now and then, or D&B All-Stars maybe once a month. And many clubs, like The Gallery or Event Series, offer guest list or discounted tickets to locals or fans. In terms of money, London clubbing is moderately pricey. Entry typically ranges £10 to £30. Minor nights, weekdays or small DJs, might be free if you sign up early. Weekends with big names tip towards £20 to £30. Drinks are pricey everywhere. Expect £6 for a pint of beer and $10+ for a cocktail. Clubs like Ministry or Drumsheds will charge more for bottles and VIP. That London Table Guide notes bottle service can run into the hundreds. Budget travelers can save using guest lists, early arrival, or sticking to smaller nights. Comparing capacity and cost, Drumsheds dwarfs all at 15,000 people. The vibe is more festival than club, and it'll feel like any big show entry fee. Studio 338 holds around 2,500. Give it a big venue ticket price scale. Fabric, 1,855, and Ministry, 1,600, sit in the middle. Their prices reflect their A-list bookings. The tiny spots, Corsica, Phonox, usually charge least. But for the partygoer, the big difference is in experience, not just numbers. A Lion King-sized crowd at Drumsheds versus a more intimate 500 at Corsica. Frequently asked, getting in and out. How late can I stay? Most clubs close by 6 a.m. on Friday night, but some stay open longer. Fabric and Studio 338 regularly glow on into early morning. On Sunday nights, like Fabric, you may go until 5-6 a.m. as well. Just check each club's calendar. What about after-party transport? From 2016 onward, London brought back the night tube. If you're in Zone 1, 2, Central London, Canary Wharf, etc., many tube lines run all night. If you're further out, night buses operate on most main routes. From Tottenham, Drumsheds, or Greenwich, Studio 338, look for the last trains, Central and Jubilee, or a 24-hour bus. Those late-night DLR lines or tube lines are your friends. Is it safe? Official? Yes. London clubs are licensed and regularly inspected. Major police presence often patrols busy areas. Just follow staff directions and you'll be fine. Make sure to carry ID. 18 plus is standard. Some spots are 19 plus or 21 plus after 11 p.m. The city also has late-night support. Councils installed extra CCTV and volunteer helpers on weekends. Do I need reservations or tickets in advance? For big nights at Ministry, Fabric, or Studio 338, pre-booking is wise. Many nights sell out in advance online. Smaller venues often sell tickets on the door or just have guest lists. If you try to buy last minute, you might wait in line or pay more. Conclusion: London's electronic music scene really sparks at night. You can bounce from one club to the next, experiencing tiny underground dens and giant superclubs in a single evening. Residents and visitors all meet over thumping bass lines and breathtaking light shows. The city's late-night transport and extensive club network mean you're rarely stranded. There's almost always a beatport beat pulsing somewhere within reach. From Fabric's story grooves to Ministry's slick main dance floor, from Corsica's gritty steel arches to the IKEA-sized rave that is Drumsheds, London keeps its promise. The party never truly stops. All links to sources are available in the text version of this article. You can find the full article at djkesk.com. Thanks for listening. For more deep nightlife guides, club scene research, and city-by-city party insights, visit djkesk.com, spelled djkesc.com. And for club, techno, trance, dance, and electronic mixes, search DJ Kesk on Spotify, spelled DJKESC.